Dan's the man. I mean, I've worked with him for, since I was 12 years old, we've been working together, and we're great friends. We talk all the time, and he's an insanely creative force, and I'm really fortunate to have gotten into his camp because he's brilliant, and he's a great guy and really collaborative. It's really cool working with Dan. He's a great dude. Right there.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Sorry.
Who's your favorite YouTube person, like Revive, Smosh, Buzzfizz, or something?
I don't really know any of these. Shane Dawson. Me and him are bros, so even though he kind of picks on me sometimes.
You look alike.
I know. I think it's
twins.
Yeah.
Twins.
Yeah, right? Did you guys see my Shane Dawson episode, by the way, where he kidnaps me?
Kidnapped?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then his mom chloroforms me? Right here. It's always, you're so appreciative, I was actually just talking in the other room, and I was talking about, people who, like celebrities or people who are at a certain point of fame or anything like that, kind of I get bothered when people ask them for pictures or autographs, or get bothered, without you guys, there's no us, so it's like so awesome to be able to come here and see all you guys interested in every word that's coming out of my mouth right now. It's very weird, but it's so awesome that, because without you guys, everyone always asks, does it bother you, if I'm at Disneyland or I'm somewhere where I'm just getting bombarded, they're like, doesn't that bother you? I'm like, it's going to bother me when it stops, then it just shows that people enjoy what you're doing and that you're making people happy, and it's all, when people come in and say, man, you made my childhood, it's just like, and I really understand, because I'm fanatical too. When I'm a fan of somebody, I have everything that they've ever done. I go to every show. I'm the same way. So, I get it, and it's awesome. I couldn't be happier. Yep. I would love to. Those movies are so fun. I get to go to Vancouver and hang out, and it's working with Butch Hartman, the creator of Fairly Odd Parents. He's the coolest dude, and I would love to. I'd love to. They did really well, so that could be possible.
Yes, I did see that.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. My favorite supervillain? I'm gonna have to go with the Joker. He's pretty much the best villain of all time.
Two-Face.
You had a question. I play guitar. I can play piano, like enough to ride on it and jam and stuff. I started playing drums when I was younger, and that's really how I got into music. I started. My brother kind of played drums, and how you always want to be like your older brother. And so I got a drum set and just started banging around on it. But then I realized that I was going to be in the back of the band. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to get lost in the back. So I switched to guitar and started writing songs and singing and stuff like that. Minnie Mouse.
I actually grew up watching you on the Amanda Show, and I thought you were hysterical.
Thank you.
I would really like to play any of those
I'd love to play Batman. I don't know if I could get away with playing Bruce Wayne. I don't know if but
Tim Drake.
Huh?
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake. Who's that?
Robin.
Oh, I see. I'm still on Dick Grayson, dude. Let's see. Yeah, actually, that would be awesome. I'd like to play Robin. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
What's your opinion on Aquaman?
The superhero?
Yes.
Just in general?
Yeah.
I was never really a big fan of Aquaman, so I didn't read much of the comics and stuff, so I don't really have an opinion. I think his costume's pretty cool. It's cool that he's a blonde superhero. This little guy right here. You know what? No. I mean, Miranda was the sweetest, cutest. I mean, I remember I started working with her when she was 7 years old, and now, I mean, now she's driving. Now she, I mean, it's crazy to see her, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're a woman? Wait, that's not right. You're this little girl. Why are you driving a car? Like, get out of that. You know, I still see her as this little girl. I remember one time, the first episode, we were. I always go up and hang out in the writers' room with the writers and stuff during our lunch breaks, and I'm walking up. You know, the whole stage is empty. Everyone's at lunch, and I'm walking to the writers' room upstairs, and I hear pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter behind me, and I'm like, these little footsteps, you know. And I turn around, and little 7-year-old Miranda with her big eyes, and she just goes, "Where are we going?" And I'm like, "We're gonna go find your mom." And then I'm gonna go. So it was just so cute. I just remember that. So like seeing her. So no, I mean we were like a real family, you know. And Josh and I are, you know, I mean we're friends to this day. So I mean it's always been cool. Well, yeah, you know, but well, you know, I'm not saying Josh and I never butted heads, but you know, it's just like any relationship with real brothers. You know, there were times when we, you know, loved each other and couldn't get away from each other, and then there were times where I couldn't wait to get away from them, you know? But all in the end, it's just like real brothers, you know, you make up and you know that stuff happens, and, you know, and we're friends to this day, yeah. On the show? No. No, she was terrible. Yes. My favorite, I'm sorry? Side character. Crazy Steve's pretty good. I mean that he's brilliant. And it was so funny because when he came onto the show, he wasn't Crazy Steve. Jerry was just playing a character in the theater that was like a ticket taker, and he came in and made him crazy for no reason. And Dan loved it and thought it was brilliant, and he became Crazy Steve. Spider-Man.
What's your favorite song that you've written?
My favorite song that I've written, Somehow I like a lot. I Know is pretty good. Fool the World, I like them all. Makes Me Happy I like a lot. Of course, Found a Way. You know, I just, it was really interesting. I'll tell you a funny story about that, how I got the... So we were, I got a call from Dan Schneider saying, this was before we started Drake and Josh, we were just in talks about it. And he said, I want to have a meeting and figure out how much or how little you want to use your music on the show. Like maybe you don't even maybe you want to keep that separate, like, you know, but I'm a big fan of the music, so I want to try and incorporate it somehow, and, you know, let's talk and see how we want to do that. So I got off the phone, and I called my music partner, who I'd written all the music with and produced the records with. I said, "Hey man, we got to write a theme song for this show. We got to write a theme song for this show." So that was on a Friday. The Saturday, I go over to my friend's house and we start thinking of all the theme songs. You know, days go by, and you know, just every theme song we could think of. And we were trying to like emulate that and write like that, and just nothing was coming to us. We were just sitting around for 6 hours, 8 hours, and nothing. And so finally I go, "Hey man, let's just forget about the theme song thing, and let's not waste today, and let's just write a song. Let's just write a song." And so we started writing Found a Way, and it kind of started coming, and I was like, "Hey man, this is kind of cool. Let's kind of write the lyrics like it's two brothers." You know, that's why it was like two. It's really, you know, we move in together, we don't like each other, we don't, you know, I don't want him in there, and it's like, I never thought it'd be so simple, but I found a way. I never thought that, so it's more, it's a lot of, you know, I'll always be there picking you up over your shoulder, I'm picking you up when you're down, you know, so it's a very like friend buddy song. It's not a song to a girl, it's not a song, it's like a song to your friend, you know, and so we started writing the lyrics for that, and it came together like boom. I mean, 8 hours of nothing to half an hour we have a song. I'm just like, oh man, this is great. So we recorded a little 1-minute version of it, and I took it over to Dan Schneider, who was working on Amanda's What I Like About You at the time. And I went over to the stage, and I said, hey man, I went and asked the prop guys for a boombox, and I said, Dan, I want you to hear this song. You know, before the meeting even started, I just want you to hear this song. I think it could be a theme song for the show. And Dan goes, oh man, don't make me listen to it in front of you, please. If I don't like it, I don't want, like, how can I tell you? What do I do? Do I snap? Do I bop my head? I don't want to just, I can't sit. And that's like me reading a script that you wrote in front of you. Like, please don't make me do that. I said, Dan, we've been working together for like 65 years. You know, like, if you don't like it, tell me. You're my bro. Like, who cares? You know, if you don't like it, hey, I tried. I'm not going to get hurt. And he goes, oh, all right, finally convinced him. He did not want to listen to it in front of me. So I finally convinced him, and I pressed play, and a minute goes by. He doesn't say anything. He just picks up his boombox and starts walking around the set going, hey, you guys want to hear the new theme song to my show? Want to hear the new theme song for my new show? And he just starts playing it for everyone. He fell in love with it, went back to the network and convinced the network to use it, and then it became Found a Way, the theme song. Yes. Blonde, wait, sorry, blonde. Yes.
Can you sing some of the theme song?
Man, does anyone have a guitar? Jeez. You sing a cappella? I never thought that it'd be so simple, but I found a way. And I always thought that it'd be too crazy, but I found a way. If you open up your mind, see what's inside. There you go. If I had a guitar, I should have brought a guitar for you guys. It's such a bummer. If anyone tracks down a guitar, I will play a song for you guys. I know there's some floating around. I've autographed a couple. I cannot fiddle, but that's impressive. Fiddle at Comic-Con. Someone who hasn't been called on yet. Let's red hair. Yes.
Okay, well, our group has a question for you.
Sure.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey there, would you like to talk about home stuff?
What?
Have you never heard of home stuff?
No.
It's okay, no one knows what
It's fine, dude. It's fine.
What is Homestuck?
No one knows!
Neutral party.
It's
It's a neutral party. Webcomic, you want to see it? Check it out. You don't, then don't. Whatever.
Very cool. No one knows what Homestuck is.
Yeah.
All right.
I read it about.
Orange shirt. How does it feel for you to be so awesome every day? You're way awesomer than I am. Yes.
When you write a song, do you start with melody or do you start with lyrics? Like, how does it come along initially?
Usually, it's the music first. I'll write like a chord progression or something like that, and then the melody comes after that, and then the lyrics come. So that's a lot. You know, some people may, like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, it's always the lyrics first. Paul Simon, it's always the music first, and then the poetry comes after. So that's sort of how I do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.